Over the years in the community, I have noticed that there's really three types of guys that get into learning dating, learning how to improve their lives with women and maximize their results with women. Bring as many women into their lives so that they can have enough volume and enough experience so that they can choose a really good girlfriend or even possibly even a wife. Now, I'm going to explain to you those three types and how you can become the third and superior type. But before we get into it, why don't you give me a thumbs up? It helps me in the algorithm, helps my channel. It's really important for me to show up in the feed. I'm pumping out a lot of content at the moment, and I've just I've got the 30-day challenge. I recommend you go to the channel, check it out. If it's not there, you can go check out the website, onemanslifemission.com. I'm going to create another digital product really soon, talking about where to meet women. If you're gaming, if you're approaching women in the wrong area, it's like fishing in the wrong area where there's no fish. There's a chance that you're not going to get any decent bites. Also, my book's there. I also recommend you sign up to the newsletter. I've got I'll pin it in the comments. If I don't, leave a comment and ask me about it. You can get my indirect day game cheat sheet, newly devised, and that's enough spruiking for now. So generally, part of the reason why my nose is a little bit itchy. Oh, sorry about that. The reason why dating and pickup and cold approach has received such a bad reputation over the years is because of, and this is not me criticizing them, it's just a fact of life. There's a lot of guys out there that are quote unquote nerds who get into cold approach. Some of them have learning difficulties, they have troubles socializing, and what they do is they pick up, say, structured, canned lines, and when they're approaching women, they come across a little bit weird, a little bit creepy. And I know a lot of black pill guys out there are going to say that that has something to do with their attractiveness level. It doesn't, because an unattractive guy that is well-rounded and socially aware, he's not going to come across creepy because he's going to be able to see the social cues. Now, there's really two types, and I'll talk to you about the third type. There's really nerds and naturals. And the nerds are the guys, and you see it in almost every channel, almost every dating coach out there. They like to say that they were a nerd in high school, they couldn't get laid in university, so they picked up dating, they picked up these strategies, and they read this book, they found this secret manual, they found this canned sort of structure, and then what they did was they figured out how to replicate that, and then it helped them get results. Now, that is all well and good, and that is the majority of the coaches out there, guys that struggled and then had to replicate some sort of strategy. But then there's also the naturals, and the nerds argue that the naturals don't know what they're talking about because the naturals, they don't really know how they go about their game. They're just naturally good at game. They go in there and you just go talk to girls, be yourself, because they're naturally charismatic. So there's really two types, and I would argue that the natural is by far the superior of the two, because at an early age, the natural was successful with women in high school and in university, and at a younger age, just naturally good with women. And then when the natural becomes a coach, and that's obviously what I say I am, a natural, someone who was successful at an early age, and then as I became older, I learned how to coach. Now, they're the two types. But if you're a nerd or a natural, well, a nerd or you're struggling, you can learn the third type to cut out all of the canned lines, cut out all of the direct BS. You can cut out all of that and go straight into, for lack of a better term, I'm using indirect, but it's more of a socially aware, complex, structured style of game that it's more advanced. It takes a little bit more to get used to, but the top end, the results at the end, are far more beneficial than if you go through the structured route, which a lot of the quote unquote first group, the nerds, go through. And uh, you can go through any other dating coach out there, and they all have this evolution story. Oh, I couldn't get laid, girls wouldn't talk to me, everybody hated me. And then they got good at game because they learned a few tricks, a few canned lines, some sort of method, and then they became good. I would argue that removing a lot of that, a lot of those methods are very direct, showing your intentions early, not really listening to the girl. They're not really socially aware sort of strategies. You can become the third type. It is a little bit more difficult in the early stages, but you're going to have to learn to be a little bit more socially aware. And that's something obviously that I can teach you. I recommend that you guys obviously go to the website, sign up to some online coaching with myself, and we can get into and it has evolved into almost a lifestyle, a lifetime sort of mentoring. Um, uh, you not ongoing payments though; it's just one payment. But I'm dedicated to over delivering and under promising, and not charging very much for my services because I'm heavily invested in getting the results. And so, that's why I have a lot of guys that have struggled in the past, and I will just continue to put in the time and effort required to get them the results long after they do an immersion with me, long after we've done more than enough phone calls and sessions and strategies. I'll continue to take calls from them long into the future. And that's something that very few others out there provide. Um, and if that's something you're interested in, go check out the website. I've also got my own digital product, the 30-day challenge. Check out the book if you want. And now recently we have created the indirect cheat sheet. I recommend you check that out as well. Pinned into the comments, or it's on the channel, or it's on the last page of the website now too. So if you like these types of videos, give me a thumbs up as well. And any questions, just leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you. See you guys in the next one.